Hey guys, my name is Ari Catherine and I'm an early childhood education major with emphasis in Montessori. So I'm going to focus on early childhood, but first I want to just say the education department as a whole, you have to, at the end of your freshman year, there's something called a freshman interview that you'll have to do, and you also either have to pass the Praxis core or exempt the Praxis core by getting a 22 or higher on your ACT. I will say the ACT is cheaper, so if you just want to retake that, I would do that. As early childhood, you will be certified pre-K through third, so that means like preschool, not starting at kindergarten, and can go all the way up to third. So that's a pretty wide range of figuring out like what age group you actually really want to teach and which age group you really connect with. Because of that, a lot of your classes are going to be focused on early childhood development, and the development is really focused on like a lot of our classes are like from birth all the way up to, around third grade. So yeah, sorry for the weird cut. I somehow managed after I did all of this to cut out half of it, so I'm going back and fixing it. So yeah, with the education department, with early childhood especially, the faculty know what they're doing. They're going to help you out no matter what. If you have questions, they're very open to helping you out. I know, when you're giving a tour, if you ever need like a personal story, you can always take other people's. Just saying. I know like this semester I'm in a class and it overlapped with another one, and I taught the professors and they're letting me take one class as a hybrid so that when I don't have class on this day, I can go to hers. And they worked it out so that I could still get all the classes that I need. But yeah, I'm also going to be Montessori certified, which is just like an add-on. It will also make it to where, well, at least I'll be certified in Montessori and traditional teaching. So when I'm looking for a job, if they have a Montessori opening, I can take it. If they need traditional teaching, I can still interview and stuff like that. But yeah, the education program is amazing. We have some great faculty. Sadly, my favorite member is retiring, but they are great. They're really talented. They know exactly what they're talking about, and your advisors are there to help you.
Hey guys, my name is Mackenzie Long, and I'm a junior, and I've also been a PA for about 2 years now. So my major is elementary education, and one thing that I like to tell people right off the bat is what they'll be certified in once they graduate. So after 4 years at Lander, they'll be able to teach 2nd through 6th grade. The elementary education certification kind of varies depending on the state that you graduate from or the school that you attend. And so I do like to clarify this. Obviously, if they're more interested in teaching somewhere around the kindergarten level, I would suggest maybe they look more into early childhood education rather than elementary. So one great thing about Lander that differs them from other schools is that they get their students into the classroom right away. So as soon as the second semester of your freshman year, you'll be assigned to a local elementary school with a classroom that you can go into once a week and observe. So this is really great because it gets students into the classroom early on. So if they do decide that teaching just isn't for them, or if they find a different interest, they're still freshmen, so they'll still be able to graduate on time and all will be well. It also is great because Lander gets you into different schools and also different grades every semester that you have field experience. So we work with Abbeville School District and also Greenwood 50. So you can be placed in any of those districts, which really gives you a great range of experience. So you could be in a 6th grade classroom, you could be in a 2nd grade classroom, you could be in an urban school versus a rural school. So I really do believe that Lander gives you the best experience all the way around, especially during those first few years when you're just observing before you're student teaching. One of my favorite memories through my major was this past semester in my 6th grade class. My cohort and I put our heads together and created a mini career day for our students. They each got assigned a career that they got to dress up as, and we brought in guest speakers for them. Ultimately, we were trying to prepare our students for college and career readiness. So some advice from me to you would be in regards to tours, having the mindset that not every single tour is going to be the same. In fact, every tour is going to be different, and they're each going to have new challenges that you're going to learn to overcome. Whether that's you're giving a tour on open house and you have to change your route on the fly because you don't want to run into another tour, or you are giving a group tour to 70 middle schoolers and you have to hold their attention for an hour. Whatever it is, I know you'll get through it because Carly and Courtney are training you really well, and you're going to be great no matter what you do or whoever you have. So if you guys ever need anything, don't be afraid to reach out. I would love to help. I know when I was a rookie or a baby Bearcat, my best resources were the older PAs. So with that, good luck, and I hope to see you next year.
Hey y'all! So my name is Madison Copeland. I am currently a senior business administration major with an emphasis in marketing and management. A little bit about business administration is there are 4 different emphases that you can choose from. You can choose from finance, accounting, healthcare management, and marketing and management. The College of Business is accredited by the AACSB. A quick story or experience from my major would probably just be like this past semester I had my internship at State Farm. It really just taught me how to think quickly in situations and how to always be on my toes, because you never know what type of person you're going to come in contact with. Sometimes you come in contact with super happy customers, sometimes they're sad customers, sometimes they're angry customers, and so you just never know. And so I definitely think it's helped better prepare me for the big girl world. You know, my major and my internship has helped in so many ways. I think that some advice for y'all would just be like, when y'all are on tour, really just make it your own. You know, just try to connect with the student. Tell them why you love Lander and how it's impacted your college experience so far. I truly wouldn't be who I am or where I am today without being a presidential ambassador and going to Lander for these past 4 years. And it's just the most rewarding thing when a student looks at you and they're like, wow, like, you love Lander so much, and like, I want to come here the next 4 years and I want to call it home and be involved and love it the way that you do. Like, when someone tells you that on tour, like, you just grin from ear to ear. Like, it makes you so happy. And just be genuine and tell them the truth about what makes Lander so great, and I promise they'll love y'all. So congrats and good luck.
Hey everyone, hope everybody's doing well. I know I am. For most of you that don't know me, my name is Maria Contreras. I'm a junior double major in Spanish and early childhood education, but today I'm going to be talking to you a little bit more about my Spanish major. So as a Spanish major, you are required to take all the Spanish classes, and you are also required to go and study abroad. I am so excited because I'm going to be studying abroad next spring semester. The person that's in charge of the Spanish program at Lander is Professor Mantley. And a new thing that the Spanish program or the Spanish department is adding next semester is going to be a new Spanish class. I'm so excited for that Spanish class because we are going to be learning about different foods from a Spanish speaking country, and we're going to be able to eat the food. There's going to be 3 professors that are going to be teaching that class, which are going to be Professor Mantley, Professor Lopes, and Professor Parilla. So Professor Mantley is going to be focusing on the food from Spain. Professor Parilla is going to be focusing on the food from the Virgin Island, and Professor Lopes is going to be focusing on the Mexican cuisine. The Spanish department has 4 different professors that teach Spanish. So I already mentioned 4. I already mentioned 3, which are Mantley, Parilla, Lopes, and the last one is Corbett. If you're taking a Spanish class or planning to take a Spanish class, I will definitely recommend you to take it with Professor Parilla. He's very well with just helping you out through that class and answering all the questions that you might have. Spanish has allowed me to definitely get to meet all different kinds of people. It has allowed me to fall in love with the language that I already know, but it has allowed me to learn it professionally and learn it better and learn how to write it, because I don't know how to write it, so that's why I'm in it. My advice for y'all is to just stay excited. There's a lot of information coming, and there's a lot of information that you are learning, but it's fun. I'm so sad that I couldn't meet some of y'all, but I already know a few of y'all, so hello to the people I know. And you know, just keep it going. I know we're all going through a really weird time, but y'all we gotta keep, you know, we gotta keep going at it, and I cannot wait to see all of y'all. So have fun, stay safe, stay home. Bye.
Hey guys, my name is Bree Kelly and I'm a sophomore English major with an emphasis in public relations. Being an English major, it is such a unique experience because it is a really close, tight-knit group because it is a smaller major. So early on in the program, you're going to start seeing the same faces and being able to establish connections and make friends really early on. The professors are amazing. They're so overqualified and they really care about us and our educations. And I mean, I have some of my professors in my phone and I can call them whenever I need to, which is really amazing. The College of Arts and Humanities actually has a new dean, Dr. Mark Rollins, and he is great. I actually gave him his tour and really liked him, so that's a new addition to our program. Being an English major, an experience that I have quite frequently is becoming the default peer review editor for everyone in my friend group. Everybody just assumes that because I'm an English major, I just have all the time in the world to sit there and edit their papers and look over their work and make sure everything looks good. So if you see an English major or you are an English major, just get ready for that because it's coming. I know that right now, with everything going on, it's a really unusual and unique circumstance, and I know everybody's going through something different, but I can't wait to get back on campus with all of you guys and meet you and become friends with you guys. So just keep your head up, push through training, you can do it, it's gonna be worth it, and I hope to see you guys in the fall. Bye!
Hi guys, I'm Jake Powell. I'm a junior political science major with emphasis in public administration. I'm a third-year ambassador, but you probably haven't seen me on campus this semester, mainly because I've been studying in Washington, D.C., doing my breakaway opportunity for our honors college within the South Carolina-Washington semester program. So I've been taking classes and doing an internship through Senator Tim Scott's office of South Carolina in DC. But Carly and Courtney asked me to create this video for you guys about the political science major, and just to kind of give you some tips on things you can say when you're on the third floor of the Learning Center and in the College of Behavioral and Social Sciences lobby. So after you talk about the four main departments that we have within the college, one thing that you can say about political science is that political science is about analyzing, thinking critically, and understanding politics and government institutions, really how that's going to affect our daily lives, both as American citizens and as global citizens as well. So it's thinking about all that. There's two main tracks in political science. Of course, it is within the Department of Government, Criminology, and Sociology that's under the college. But the two tracks that political science students have are regular political science, which typically the students who want to go to law school are going to major in political science, maybe have a pre-law minor. It's one of the minors that we offer in the college. And then the other track is political science, public administration emphasis. And of course, that's my degree. It's mainly for students that want to work within government one day at the local, state, or national level. So within this emphasis, you're going to be taking classes in public budgeting, public administration, political philosophy, IR theory, international relations theory, and things like that. So kind of setting you up for the professional programs and the graduate programs if you want to get a master's degree in public administration and work in government one day. So those are the two different tracks that we have for political science majors. And one story that I always like to tell, it's always great to tell a story, is to kind of transition into talking about our master's program in emergency management that we offer. One of the 7 graduate programs that we offer at Lander is I tell a story about an undergraduate class, Polls 379, which was emergency management, where we did a simulation at the Greenwood County EOC, which is Emergency Operating Center, where we did a simulation about a plant that had spilled a chemical into our local drinking water, our fresh water, that contaminated the water. So as a government institution, we had to respond to that. It was really hands-on learning, really something that I like to emphasize here at Lander. You're a name, not a number, that kind of thing. So I talk about that and tell that story to transition into our master's program. So that's just some helpful tips for you guys. If you ever forget a department or you need something to talk about within the college, you can talk about our successful alumni, or you can refer to the brochures that are usually on the tables about all our departments. So hope this video helps, and I hope you guys have a good rest of your training and you're doing great.
Hey, so this video is supposed to be 3 minutes or less, so let's see if I can power through this because it's a lot. My name is Sarah Drake. I'm a secondary education history major and I'm a senior. Information about my major, so it's a double major basically. You're majoring in education and you're majoring in history. So you have to meet the education requirements along with the history department requirements. Updates to the program. Dr. Floyd, remember that name. Dr. Floyd was just named chair of the history department. He is also in charge of the secondary certification of the history department. So their junior and senior year, he will be their university supervisor. He will be observing them in the classroom. He will determine if they get that secondary certificate. Okay. Praxis 2, they need to pass Praxis 2, and Praxis 2 just changed. It's 50941, U.S. and World History. That's the Praxis 2 that they need to take and pass in order to get their certification. So some advice about the program. So the history department, just their freshman year, get those prerequisite classes out the way. Get those sociology 101 out the way, economics 101, psychology 101. Just get that done your freshman and sophomore year. Also, another tip of advice, just because they're majoring in history doesn't mean it's just history. They will be responsible for psychology, sociology, economics, geography, government, U.S. and world history. So my senior year, my first semester, I was teaching economics and government, and then my second semester, I was teaching psychology. So just because you're a history major doesn't mean you get a history class, okay? Anyway, so their freshman year, they'll get all those prerequisite classes out of the way. They'll be put in the classroom, you know that. Their sophomore year, they'll be taking History 201, which is a gateway course to the history department, okay? And then their junior year, it'll be more relaxed. So they'll be doing more clinical hours, but then they'll also be taking 300 level history classes. Their first semester of senior year, they will have to do a senior thesis. The topic of their senior thesis depends on which professor they get, which rotates year to year. I'm sorry, I'm hitting the bed. I had Dr. Rausch for my senior thesis, and his area of study is Asian and religion. So my topic had to be based off of that. And then on top of that, doing the senior thesis, you have to present it to the faculty. You have to do this to pass the history department. And then you'll also be doing a unit plan. You'll also be doing your clinical hours for teaching as well. So senior year is going to be really hard. And then your second semester, you're full-time teaching and also doing PPAT and passing Praxis 2. So my advice is just to stay on top of everything, get it done, make connections with your professors, which you will anyway. They will take an investment in you. They will pursue you. They'll make a relationship with you. So just try to make really good impressions, talk to them, email them, communicate with them, because you will need them for, your recommendation letters and stuff. So just keep that in mind. I hope that was everything. I had to talk really fast.
All right. Hey, what's going on, everybody? My name is Marcus Green. I'm from North Augusta, South Carolina. I'm currently a double major in psychology and criminology. Right now, I'm currently waiting outside, practicing some social distancing with some friends, so they're helping me out record this video. So please do your boy a favor and do your best to enjoy the most out of it. But anyways, I just wanted to tell you guys a little bit about the psychology and criminology programs and different things that might be changing about it. But they're lessening the amount of requirements for it, academic criteria wise. So they're going to make it more flexible for you. That way you can take other core classes and different things of that nature, whether you want to do a double major or take other minors. That's just a cool part about both majors that they're doing with the new catalog that's coming out in the fall of 2020. Two classes for both of the majors that I really like that you could always mention on your tour if it comes up. For psychology, I took an interviewing and counseling class. It was really great. It taught you how to see from other people's perspective. It made you really apathetic and empathetic, but it just really showed you like how to see things from other people's perspectives and just to figure out how to talk to people more and just learn different things about yourself as well as others. For criminology, I'll have to say juvenile delinquency. That's one class that's really like influencing Lehman University. I feel like as a criminology major, it teaches you so much about the juvenile criminal justice system and different things that go along with that, whether it's like the amount of time they're in there, different types of crimes, and what makes a person have to go to juvenile delinquency or different things of that nature. But just kind of moving on, one personal story that you may be able to use on your tour if you would so like to. You don't have to, but my freshman year, when it came to my orientation experience, I'll never forget whenever I was outside during the pool party. We had karaoke night. It was a lot of fun. I always loved telling the story about whenever I had made my first set of friends out there. We were eating pineapple and pizza, playing volleyball, all that good stuff. I mean, it was just really fascinating. I mean, I found out that night where I couldn't sing. Your boy tried it. Not too many people clapped afterwards, but you know, you live and you learn. That's what college is about. You learn your experiences. So, but with that in mind, I'm really excited for everybody who's watching this video right now. Everybody's here is worth being there, and we're really happy for you to be a part of this program. I'm happy. But at the end of the day, look forward to seeing y'all in the fall. Keep practicing social distancing, and go Bearcats. I know that was cringy. Boom roasted.
Awesome times. Hi guys, my name is Lenmo Jeremiah. I'm a junior chemistry major, rising senior, 3-time Science Scholar Award recipient, and the president-elect for the American Chemical Society. So the reason why I'm making this video is to tell you a little bit, just a little bit about the chemistry department. So when I'm giving my tours, I like to highlight one important fact about the chemistry department. We have the opportunity to do research as undergraduates. So I've been working with Dr. Brodhacker for nearly an academic year now. We've been working on some mirrors, some fancy mirrors for NASA's ground-based and space telescope. So this is a great opportunity for students who are coming in because this is not offered anywhere else. You know, Atlanta University has that opportunity, and it's not about Dr. Brodhacker alone. Most of the professors here offer that choice of doing research. So one other thing is that we have one of the most expensive rooms on campus, the instrumentation lab, and the great thing about it is that you as a student, you are allowed to get in there and you know, collect readings for your samples. If you're doing research, doing some experiment, you are allowed to do that. We have a mass spectrometer, infrared spectrometers. We have just a lot of instruments for people to use. So which is really interesting, which is really amazing. So one advice that I would like to give people is that if you are going to be here at a large institution, well, small institution, debatably, so you know, you have the opportunity to exhaust all the resources they have. So you know, if they give you an opportunity to become a leader, you know, you should do it. You know, just to explore things and to enjoy your time here at Atlanta University. That is very important. As for me, if I'm going to be applying for jobs, if I'm going to be applying for graduate school, I know my resume is going to be colorful because I've been doing research, I've been super involved on campus, and I'm a presidential ambassador as well, like you, and I work at the Information Technology Services. So this is actually the right time for you to make your resume to become something lively. So, you know, this is some of the snippets of you know, my life at Atlanta University. I've enjoyed pretty much everything here. I'm gonna miss it definitely, and you know, I'm only left with 2 semesters, and you know, the grind don't stop. So, you know, and the other thing, school comes first every time. So always make sure that you get good grades and smile. You know, you never know, the person who is in your organization, who's a presidential ambassador like you today, or someone you're going to be giving a tour, might be, you know, your boss tomorrow, might be someone who will be your partner next, you know, I don't know, in the next decade or so, or someone who is going to be your business associate or something like that. So, you know, you should always be mindful of that, you know. So anyways, that's my snippet of the chemistry department and my awesome life, I think. Anyways, don't forget to smile. My name is Lenmo Jeremiah. Snap, it's the other way. Don't forget to smile. Hope that's gonna make you smile.
Hey everyone, my name is Abby Pilgrim and I'm a junior biology pre-medicine major at Lander. So for my major biology, there's nothing really super different from biology than other majors except for your labs. And something that's really important about labs is that on average as a biology major or chemistry major or any kind of science like that, you are taking about 2 labs every semester. And it's really not that bad. A lot of people freak out when you tell them that, but it's really not a big deal. You just know you have to make sure you stay focused and things like that. But I always like to point that out on my tours because some people don't realize that you do have to take that many labs. But other than that, nothing really. I am a pre-professional student because I'm pre-medicine emphasis, which means that I will go to med school afterwards. That's the same with any pre-professional program. If you are wanting to go into a professional field like that, then you do have to go through the pre-professional emphasis through Lander's science department. And then updates, I don't really think there are any, not that I know of at least. So the biggest thing is that I like to point out about the science classes at Lander is that once you get up in your junior and senior year, you do have to start paying attention to when classes are offered, because there's many times that one lab that you have to graduate or have to get into med school is only offered once, and it's only offered once a year, not just like once a semester. So like it's only offered in the spring for one time period with one lab section. So you have to make sure you know when those are so you're not scheduling work or other events on top of those when it comes time to actually take those labs. And then quick story, I guess. My favorite part of being a biology major so far is being inducted into Tri Beta. So that's the National Honor Society that Lander has for biology students. It is not strictly biology students that are in it. We're welcoming to any major that wants to join, but it looks really good on a resume for a biology student because it kind of shows that networking and things with other biology-related fields. But yeah, so I was inducted at the end of last year, so I've been in it a semester and a half at this point. I love it. We do different events, so it's really awesome, and I always encourage students that are interested in biology or any kind of science to look into that program, even if they're not a biology or science or chemistry major or anything like that. And then lastly, encouragement for you guys. I would just say stay optimistic. I know at times it gets really hard and the information seems very overwhelming and you don't think you're ever going to get it. You're never going to pass your exit tour and all that, but it's really not bad. And once you do learn the material, it's embedded in your brain. You don't lose it. I still remember my exit tour and exactly what I said. So it's really not that bad. You just have to practice it and stay optimistic and just have fun. Thanks.
Hey guys, my name is Elijah Dennis. I am a sophomore computer information systems major with an emphasis in software development. The main thing that you learn is problem solving. You have 3 different emphases: software development, your networking, and then you have engineering. Engineering is a dual degree program with Clemson. Also, every CIS student is required to have a minor, so those things could be like cybersecurity, electronic arts, things like that. Experience in the CIS program is very interesting. First, starting off with professors, they are extremely understandable. They relate to you. They understand when you have confusions or you don't understand anything in a class. They'll have office hours set up where you can come talk to them about whatever you have confusions about. There are a lot of labs involved, but it's just a good way to help them know that you understand it, and if they see you don't understand it, they will come talk to you personally or talk to the class as a whole. They'll do things about like helping you study for a test. I know I've had to do that plenty of times, trust me. But they are good professors. As far as the program itself, I love learning about the history of computers, how computers made, the different parts, programming languages, coding and stuff like that. That's right up my alley. Last thing, I know things seem a little difficult because of the virus and stuff like that, but trust me, we're here to help. We have your back. If you have any questions, you can always talk to me or some of the other PAs. Our captains are awesome. I know they're doing the best they can to help you guys. Your routes, your tour routes, and your scripts, you know, they'll get easier with practice. That's really what helped me, was practicing to myself in my room or going on my routes whenever we're back at school. But the main thing is to personalize your tours, just like Mr. Roach says. So make your tour your tour. You don't have to give it like a robot spitting out all these facts and things. So, you know, it's all about being a great first impression on the students that are coming to check out our beautiful school. Hope everything's going well with classes. I know it's been rough. Online classes are not great. But I love you guys. Just keep your head up, stay focused, and stay positive.
Hi guys, my name is Taylor Baxley. I am a senior music education major here at Lander, and I'm here to talk to you guys about the music department. So our department is located in the Cultural Center. On the second floor we have professor offices and practice rooms. These practice rooms need key card access. I think now they've changed it to where you just get your ID programmed and you don't have to be a music major in order to get that access. We also have a number of ensembles that students can be a part of, from chamber strings and university singers and Old Main singers, wind ensemble, to smaller chamber groups like jazz combo and camerata and pep band. So there's just a number of performance opportunities for students to get involved in, and make sure that you're talking about these performance opportunities on your tours, because that's a huge part of why music majors choose certain schools. So make sure you're going to these concerts so you can talk about some of the really cool things that you've been able to watch, even if you aren't a music major, because that's going to get them interested. Also, we are really big in the music department about job opportunities, whether it's on campus or off. So you can talk a little bit about that. For example, on campus we have our choral and instrumental librarian positions. I've been a choral librarian for my entire time at Lander pretty much. We get a lot of work experience through handling music and leadership experience through planning events like the Choral Festival every spring, and you obviously get paid for that as a student work position. We also try to plug in off-campus job opportunities for students. For example, we have Connie Maxwell folks come and try to employ music students either as tutors, you know, like teaching Connie Max students guitar lessons, or having someone lead the children's choir and getting paid for it. There are a lot of churches that try to hire Lander music students to sing or to play instruments for services. It's something I've done for several years, and that's just to name a few. So make sure that you are kind of showing students that there are job opportunities even as college students in the community. And part of those job opportunities can include performance experiences from gigs around Greenwood, and even work through the community theater. If you're an instrumentalist, you can get paid for playing in the pit for different shows at GCT. You can also plug GCT for those music students that are big on musical theater. 9 times out of 10, you're going to get a music student on your tour that wants to have some kind of musical theater experience. There are even some students that are looking for a specific music theater degree. Lander doesn't offer that. We don't have anything specifically for music theater. So make sure that you talk about the fact that students can get involved in productions at GCT in order to get that experience. We also have an organization in our music department called NAFME. It stands for National Association for Music Education, and this is an organization that puts on the Miss Lander pageant every year, that does community service work, and we go to the SCMEA Professional Development Conference for music educators. But you don't have to be a music educator or a music education major in order to be a part of that. You can just be a regular music student, or you can be a non-major. As long as you are interested in preserving and supporting music education in schools, we welcome you. In terms of experiences that you can talk about, for example, one thing I've mentioned is that often the university singers or Old Main singers will go caroling, and this past fall we actually went caroling at some nursing homes and hospice homes in the Greenwood community, and that's really a heartwarming experience. So Lander is really big about trying to take the performing off campus, which is really cool. And that's just one example. There's a billion other examples you can get from other music students to share on your tours. Another big thing that I want to talk to you guys about are tours that you give on open house. So at Lander, we have all of the music students participate in a scholarship audition. It's not required to get into the major, but they have to do it. So that's something that you can mention to students on your tour, because a lot of them don't know that they have to do this audition. But the problem is that these scholarship auditions are usually done on open house days, which impacts your tours. It's going to affect how you handle them. So don't worry, I'm going to give you step-by-step process for how to deal with this if you have to give a music tour on open house day. First off, go to the music department table on open house day and ask if there is any students signed up for a scholarship audition. Let them know who you are, why you're asking the question, you're giving the music tour, and ask them if there's anyone doing auditions that day. If yes, go ahead and let Mr. Roach know that you might be giving a tour to someone who also has an audition. He's had to deal with this with me, so he knows exactly what you're having to deal with, and that's all you need to tell him pretty much. Then as you start meeting your music students for the day, ask them if they're just there for open house or if they're there for open house and a scholarship audition. If they're only there for open house, you don't really have to worry about it that much, but if you have anyone who's doing an audition, then you have more questions you need to ask. Ask them what time their audition is. Ask them if they have ever visited campus before. Ask them if they are interested in eating lunch on campus or if they want to go to the off-campus tours, because that's going to affect how you kind of approach the situation. But 9 times out of 10, you are going to end up having to give them a very personalized, shortened tour. You may have to skip the residence halls. You may have to skip the science building, Really just, you're gonna have to figure out what they want to see and what they need to see as a music student. And as a non-music student, it's gonna be hard for you to maybe figure that out. So really just try to keep it very personal and keep it as short as you can when you have to deal with those kinds of time constraints. My advice to you as rookies is to just learn flexibility. There are going to be times where you can't show them every single thing on campus, especially if you're doing this open house music tour. So just learn to be flexible and learn to really get to know your students, because that's going to help you significantly when it comes to figuring out things to talk about with them and places to show them when you are giving that tour. So I hope that helped you guys. Sorry if this was kind of long. It's just the open house situation is something I really wanted to mention to you guys. But if you guys have any questions at all about the music department or about how to handle these open house tours, if you have to give one, ask someone for my contact info.
Hey guys, I am Katie Sherfield Tarver, and I was asked by Carly just to help you guys with the art section of your training. Just wanted to start off by saying my name and my major. Obviously, I was art, graphic design was my thing when I was an undergrad. I graduated in 2018. But I was kind of in your shoes just a couple of years ago. I was a PA for 3 years, then graduated, was a admissions counselor for about a year, and then I was recruited to do a separate job in the nursing program, pretty much doing admissions recruitment. So I'm really excited for you guys. Y'all are about to go on a really awesome journey, being able to impact students in one of their biggest life decisions that they're going to make when they're a young adult. So y'all are awesome. There were a lot of people that interviewed for this spot, so you guys should be proud of yourself, but you were the ones that were chosen, so pat on the back for yourselves. But a little bit about the art department. There's always something going on. If you're giving daily tours, you're going to want to take them into the studio. Art people are visual, 100% visual. They want to see where they're working. They want to see their professors. They want to see work that current students have done. So obviously open house is a little bit of a different ball game, but if you are taking them through a daily tour, go in the studio, the art annex. People always used to say it's open 24 hours to whoever wants to go in, and that's not true. It's not open 24 hours. I'm not exactly sure of the hours anymore because they've changed a little bit, but obviously only students that are taking courses in there are allowed in there. But you know, printmaking, drawing, oil painting, photography, darkroom photography, sculpture, ceramics, graphic design, obviously. Those are our biggest things, and then students can obviously do independent studies, which means if they want to take or design a course on how you can integrate like design and clothing manufacturing or something like that, you can do that with independent studies with the art program. Update Master of Arts is coming, so that's really exciting. The MFA program, a lot of students going in as an undergrad are kind of looking for that. So definitely, you know, parents probably are more so going to ask you that. But the master's program is really exciting coming to the art department. Stories, that obviously makes your tour. People don't necessarily care that much about statistics. They just want to hear about stories and things that you've done. I always used to make up stories about my friends that were in the art department, or you can do that because some of you guys might not be art people, but the 24-hour death match is a sculpture death match is what it's called, and they're really creepy, crazy, cool sculptures that are on campus. They have 24 hours to make them, so they stay up for a whole 24 hours. They design it, build it, and install it in less than 24 hours. So it's a really cool thing. A lot of art kids like to hear about it. Art kids are a little bit weird. I'm one of them, so if you can kind of tune into your weirder side, then they will probably appreciate that. Let's see. So students can display works in a lot of different places in Greenwood, and that's a really big deal as well. I'm already over my 3-minute mark. Sorry, Carly, don't hurt me. But tons of local restaurants, the Federal Building, the Arts Center, and there's even tons of spaces like on campus that they can display their work, like Starbucks, the library, where else? Like obviously like the gallery on campus, and even like downstairs in the ITS Center, there's tons of like huge paintings that students have done. So that's pretty much it. The advice that I would give you guys is art students may be weird sometimes, and you know who I'm talking about, but they love to talk about art for the most part. So if you're in, you know, the studio during a daily tour, just go in and ask them, like, hey, can you talk to this family a little bit about what kind of project you're working on or that kind of thing. Just don't be afraid to go up and talk to them, because 9 times out of 10 they're really passionate about talking about their work, and they want people to know about it. So let's see what else. Yeah, daily tours, take them into the studio if it's open. Like I said, they want to see where they're working. And then just a last couple of pieces of advice, ask questions. If someone or a parent or a student asks you a question on tour that you don't have the answer to, don't lie.
Alright, what's up? My name is Nicole Jaworski, and I'm a senior physical education major. I'll really just be talking about the PEDS department as a whole, so physical education and exercise science. Some important information about my major is that we are 24th in the nation. The program director is also the executive director for the State Professional Organization for Physical Education. Some updates on the academic program is that Biomechanics Lab will be up and running in September and will begin doing genotyping in the fall. That Biomechanics Lab is going to be located, if you're going down into the PEDS building, down the hallway towards the racquetball courts. There's a little dance studio to your right in the corner that nobody really uses. That's what they are currently turning into the Biomechanics Lab. We were also approved to renovate the physiology suite to house an underwater weighing tank, which is basically a gold mine for testing body composition, which is what a lot of your labs focus on as you get further into the major. One thing that we do want to encourage as a department and into our tours is encouraging a double major with physical education and exercise science. This just helps those exercise science majors have a fallback on physical education while also keeping that physical education major alive, because I mean, I have like 8 people in my major right now. So we just want to stress that physical education is important and is easily able to double major because the classes are so closely combined with those taken in the exercise science major. There's also a South Carolina forgiveness loan for those going, for those majoring in physical education, so that helps out people financially as well. Some fast facts just about like faculty. They're really big on research and they use Lander students in their research, so that's really cool. We have someone from Brazil who was an alternate for the Olympic swim team. We also have a pitcher from Florida University teaching biomechanics. A quick story or experience, really just growing my love for the kids. Like, I have kids, high school kids wanting to make TikToks, to elementary kids challenge me to a 1v1 basketball game when I'm like 5 feet taller than them. So some advice, just quick advice for you guys, really, anytime that you have extra time, go ahead and get ahead in your work. It's way easier if you're getting ahead and you're not having to do everything that you can in one day. It's just less stress on you. I know procrastination is a big thing, but also just try to get ahead when you can. So that's academic advice. Social advice, honestly, leave everything toxic out of your life. Like, you're putting your time, energy, and money into these 4+ years of college at Lander University. It's all about you. It's about nobody else. So make sure you're happy. Make sure you're working for what you want to work with. And I wish you all the very best.
Hey guys, my name is Madeline and I'm an exercise science major, and I'm here to tell you all a little bit about the program and the department and things like that. So if you see me looking down, by the way, I have notes, so just be aware. So exercise science has 2 tracks. Basically, there's a general track and a pre-professional track. And pre-professional is the track that helps students who are planning on going to grad school after Lander. And grad school requires certain prerequisites, and then the pre-professional track has those built into our degree plan. And then the general track, we take all the same classes, and it's not any easier, but they're not planning on going to graduate school after Lander. They plan on taking certain certification exams for certain things. So becoming a personal trainer requires its own exam, and then becoming a nutritionist requires its own exam. So they plan on going and taking those. So the exercise science program has 2 levels, and then level 1 is the one you come into as a freshman, and then level 2 you have to apply for. And it requires a 2.75 GPA and a C or above in anatomy, and then you have to write a little paragraph essay about what your career plan is and how an exercise science degree will help you accomplish those goals. And then you also have to complete 2 96-hour internships before you graduate. So, and there's a whole bunch of things that you have to do before, you can even apply or register for the class. So you have to do become CPR and first aid certified, have a TB test, a drug test, a background check, and a bloodborne pathogens quiz, and turn in the packet, and then you're able to register. Then we also have a human performance lab in our building, which is really cool because it helps you to learn in depth about the equipment and these tests that we're going to be performing for the rest of our careers, basically. So we get to have a lot of experience with those. And then we also have a Peace Club, which is for PE majors and exercise science majors, and you really get to meet a lot of the people in your classes and in your department, and meet your professors, and you really get to know them. And the professors are super helpful, and they're super knowledgeable in their field, so they help us a lot, not just in class but also outside of class. And then there's a bunch of career options that an exercise science degree gives you. I'm learning new ones all the time, so becoming a nutritionist, occupational therapist, physical therapist, athletic trainer. I know someone who wants to be a chiropractor. There's so many different options. It's crazy. So it never gets boring. And then so recently our program has been ranked 24th, the 24th best program of its kind in the nation, which is really awesome when it's being compared to these other huge schools and being compared to the size of Lander. They're massive. So it's really awesome that we're ranked among them so high. And then the building itself has a lot of amenities, such as the fitness center, the walk dog track, the dance studio, the gym, the racquetball courts, which is a great way to relieve stress. So yeah, that's the basic overview of the exercise science program. So yeah.
Hey y'all, my name is Elizabeth Robertson and I'm a Senior 2 nursing major, and I have been a PA since freshman year. I am here to tell you a little bit about our William Preston Turner School of Nursing and just kind of some updates, changes, and highlights to the program. So starting off, the nursing department is one of Lander's signature programs. For the past several semesters, Lander graduates have had a 100% pass rate on the national licensure exam called the NCLEX. Upon graduation, students take this exam, and for the last several semesters, each class has passed it the first time 100%. From the moment you start taking nursing classes at Lander, you are put into the clinical setting immediately. This is a huge draw to our campus. Also, Lander nurses hold a 100% job placement upon graduation. Students are on a first-name basis with professors, and we are a very tight-knit group of students. So those are kind of some highlights. Here are some updates to the program. Recently, we have gone from a 3-in-1 program to a 2-in-2 program. This means that students are spending their first 2 years at Lander doing all prerequisite courses, and then their last 2 years at Lander, they move into what's called the upper division of the nursing program, and they're doing strictly nursing courses. Students you are touring will be under this 2-in-2 program. There is no longer nursing applicants or pre-nursing. Everyone that comes to Lander interested in nursing is considered a nursing major. There is also no max capacity. Anyone who is eligible to progress into the upper division courses will progress. There used to be a 40-seat max for the spring and fall semester, but now anyone who is eligible is welcome in. Things are constantly changing as we have to adapt to the ever-changing nursing profession. So as the nursing profession changes, our program must also change. So those are the updates due to that. So before I wrap it up, I'm going to tell you a quick story about how my time as a Lander nursing major has kind of given me some opportunities. Senior 1 semester in our pediatrics class, we go to Shriners Hospital. It is a children's hospital in Greenville. And I got the chance to go into the operating room. And they were operating on an 11-year-old boy. And they were getting ready to intubate him. The nurse anesthetist was. So this was nurse anesthesia. They put the patient to sleep and kind of help with their airway, put the tube down their throat. So I was able to go stand at the head of the bed with the CRNA, the nurse anesthetist, and he asked me, he said, okay, it's your turn to do it. And I was like, I've always been fascinated by it. And I was like, oh my gosh, there's no way. And he really did. He let me do it. And he obviously coached me through it and helped me and everything. But I truly think that it's because I was a Lander nurse and that we have that instilled trust about us that he allowed me to do that. And I'm so grateful for that experience. So welcome to our family. Thank y'all for letting me share this today. A little bit of piece of advice from me would be to push through and pick positivity. College is hard regardless of your major, and if you're like any of your fellow PAs, we thrive on a busy schedule. Sometimes being a presidential ambassador is busy, it's hectic, and it can be hard, and we have to juggle it all. But remember that we're your biggest cheerleaders, we're your best of friends, and we are always going to be here for you. I'm here for you, and so is everyone else. And I'm sorry that we couldn't formally meet under these circumstances of the virus, but I'm so thankful that I was able to tune into your training here today. And if y'all need anything, let me know. So thank y'all, and go Bearcats!
Hey guys, my name is Maya Sullivan. I'm a junior at Lander, and I'm a double major in Spanish and mass communication. So we're going to start with mass comm first. You have to have an internship in order to graduate. You have to have 96 hours of experience in your internship. Whenever you hear mass communications, people really don't know what that is, but basically it's for an overview, it's anything that has to do with transmitting a message or communicating or some form of entertainment, whether that's through television, whether that's through mobile, whether that's through newspapers, through print, through video, through websites. That's all falls under the umbrella. And some updates coming up this fall. It is going to be changed from mass communications and media studies to media studies. We don't really have any more information as of yet, but just be looking forward to that. An experience with my internship, I interned at United Way, and it's an organization about 8 minutes off of campus. And I really liked it. I got a very broad experience with creating flyers for the Hispanic community, creating content for the 2020 census to get people to go out and actually take the questionnaire. You can do it online. And I also just got to help and got to see what it's actually like to create a successful nonprofit organization. In regards to a Spanish major, you need only 30 hours of coursework. It's a really lenient major, which is why I'm able to have 2 majors. One thing that you have to do is you have to study abroad. I studied abroad in Madrid, Spain. I went to Portugal. I went to Bilbao. I went to Toledo. I went to Segovia. I went to all these places, and I took all my classes in Spanish. I was there for 3 months. It was the best experience of my life. I really encourage you guys to really point out the ceiling of flags whenever you're on your tours, and really just try to give as much information as you can about that, because I think studying abroad is a great experience. There's no really upcoming changes with the academic program, and you do have to take a fluency test in order to complete your major. And lastly, the advice for you guys, I would say to be yourself, because your uniqueness is what makes this role so much better. So good luck, you guys, and I hope to see you upcoming in the fall. Bye.
Hello there, MassComm PA rookies. My name is Joey Plyler, and I'm a senior mass communications major, and I've been tasked to give you the lowdown about our department so you can better represent as a presidential ambassador. And so, without further ado, let's go. The MassComm department is located primarily within the John Sidney Abney Media Center, which is located on the first floor of the Learning Center. The highlights of the area include professors' offices, XLR Lander University Radio, the Lander student-run radio station open to all students regardless of major, where our DJs host a variety of different shows. AUX Production Studio. Located near the equipment checkout, the AUX Studio has a selection of students on staff to assist the university and its students with a variety of media production assignments. Sound recording booths. Located next to LUX, the sound booths are available for all students in need of a professional audio recording environment. And finally, editing equipment. The computers in LC-116 and the adjacent editing lab are outfitted with the Adobe Creative Cloud Suite to cover all of your editing needs. As for department goals, like the rest of Lander, the MassComm department's goal is to prepare its graduates to continue their education through graduate study or to enter a career of their field. MassComm students are exposed to all facets of the media world so as to prepare them for whatever field they decide to enter, be it film, public relations, theater, etc. There are 2 major updates for the department. Number 1, I'm sure you know, Lander University has hired a new dean of the College of Arts and Humanities, Dr. Mark Collins. And since MassComm falls under the Arts and Humanities umbrella, it would behoove MassComm students to become familiar with our new dean. Number 2, Paul Crutcher, lecturer and general manager for XLR, has moved down to Florida to be with his family. As far as I'm aware, he will be staying on with the department as an online lecturer. But for those of you who've had the pleasure of meeting Paul, you'll know this is a big change for the department, and so some professors may be taking charge of different courses, and that will also mean some new management for the Lander Film Festival, which is another cornerstone of the MassComm department. Now for a quick story about myself. When I first started at Lander, I was not but a wide-eyed freshman from a high school that didn't have a drama department and barely started teaching the media arts. And now I've starred in principal roles at Greenwood Community Theater and have directed award-winning short films for the film festival. And so if that's not growth, I don't know what is. The main thing about being a MassComm major, though, is learning how to most efficiently communicate our ideas with the world. And I'm where I am today because of the people I've met and the experiences I've had through the MassComm program. My advice to you, young MassComm PAs, is to be more comfortable with yourself and learn how to best express what makes you, you, because that's what brings people to Lander. And that's my time. If you have any other questions, don't hesitate to contact me. I'm more than happy to provide whatever advice I can to the future reps of our major. Bye.